he's kind of interesting. Now, the one thing that he doesn't want to do right now is to fight Islam. That's good. That's smart. I wouldn't respect him if he did. I can't respect anybody that doesn't have a strategy and a care over their own career. The fact that he looks at Islam as the hardest opponent that has the least interest, he should do everything he can to stay away from.
I know for sure Islam Makhachev is not afraid of him. I'll tell you this, as a person that's a friend of Islam, a person that's known Islam for years and years, he's not afraid of him.
Yeah, no, Ian Garry, he's a weak man. He's a fucking weak man. And this is what I try to tell people, man. You meet these fucking cunts all day long and they smile and they shake your fucking hand and they smile, but really like their core is fucking rotten. And like you look at me and I'm an asshole, I'm making fun of this liberal fuck, you know? Like, no offense, man. I mean, you know, we I guess we need fucking liberals.
Ian Garry called out Islam Makhachev, but MMA legends ain't buying the hype. They're asking one thing. Did Garry just call out the one guy he can't beat?
I would encourage Ian Garry to take that approach as he gets ready to go into this title fight. And you know what? The craziest thing is, it is probably the toughest matchup there is right now in this division.
MMA guru admits Ian Garry proves him wrong, but still believes Islam Makhachev can shut the hype down with another dominant performance.
I've lost my mind! As an MMA analyst, I've lost my fucking mind this year. I've never felt happier about UFC results that I've felt dumber about. I'm supposed to be the fucking MMA guru, dude. And I've been made to look like a fucking fool in these prediction videos. And I just know, because this is how it always fucking works, dude. I just know that the second I start picking the underdogs, all of a sudden, Makhachev just fucking dominated. How could you pick Ian Garry?
Paul Felder warns Ian Garry that rushing straight into Islam Makhachev after surgery could be a huge mistake against the UFC's toughest champion.
I'm worried about his health. Like, I hope he comes back strong and he's right back into the mix. But he just had knee surgery, and to jump right into a title fight, I'm sure he would say, yeah, no doubt about it. But I don't know, man. I feel like getting your feet wet, getting a win, getting your confidence in how your body's going to respond in there, instead of going in there with Islam right off the bat with a knee that you're unsure of.
But technical analysis is only one side of the story. The fighters who've actually shared the octagon with Islam see an even bigger problem.
Islam being a southpaw. Mm-hmm. So with Ilya's style, again, with a southpaw, a lot of your shot selections and everything changes with a completely different stance. Mm-hmm. So I think that's going to give him a lot different problems. He's got time to work on those things, obviously. Yep. But I just don't think he's, you know, I talked about being stoic and being on task and having that flow or that process to finding the shot. I think I will say this, I feel like he's a lot more effective on orthodox than southpaws. I'll say that.
Yeah,
I'll say that now.
Belal Muhammad says Islam Makhachev is the UFC's most complete fighter, proving Ian Garry's warning means nothing against a champion this dangerous.
Islam is not going to be one of those guys, those champions that sit on the sideline and waits like a Leon Edwards and goes through the whole parade and walking around everywhere with the title. Like, Islam wants to defend the title, and he's defending against the best guy.
Brendan Schaub says Islam Makhachev is even more dangerous than Khabib, making Ian Garry's bold warning look like a massive gamble.
Anybody. Look at Khabib's strength of schedule. It ain't shit. Undefeated. You know how fast Islam would finish those guys? Islam's a better fighter than Khabib. He's better. Better striking, more dominant, better finisher.
Daniel Cormier says doubting Ian Garry is a mistake, but beating Islam Makhachev remains the toughest challenge in MMA today.
And now he's on the verge of that as he heads into Philadelphia to take on the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world. But again, we would have laughed him out of the building had this been last year or 2024. But in 2026, with all that we have seen, it would be foolish for anyone not to take this young man's claims that he can win this fight not serious.
While Ian Garry talks, Islam Makhachev quietly finishes another brutal training session, staying locked in on proving the hype is over.
What are you doing right now? What do you have left?
15 minutes bike and that's it. And a little bit sit, like keep sweating, 30 minutes and done for today. And tomorrow we have one more training, and like 6 a.m. and I'm gonna be ready.
Conor McGregor believes discipline decides everything against a champion like Islam Makhachev. He says Ian Garry must trust every training session, every sacrifice, and every moment of preparation because nothing can be hidden inside the octagon. That advice perfectly fits this massive title fight. Islam punishes every mistake, and one small lapse can change everything. If Garry wants to prove the hype is real, he must enter the cage completely prepared for the toughest challenge of his entire career.
You know, you have to be calm, you have to be composed, you have to trust your training and your discipline. It's where, you know, there's no hiding in the octagon. If you've maybe missed a training session or skipped a meal or, you know, ate something you shouldn't have or, you know, lived a life of not of discipline, it's going to show in there.
You'll get caught.
So if you put in the work and you make that walk, you just trust your work, trust your discipline, trust what you've done, and hope it all turns out well.
Where did the
Wade Plemons explains why Islam Makhachev's wrestling is so difficult to beat. He says the famous Dagestani style is built through years of training from early childhood, not something fighters can learn in a short camp. That makes Ian Garry's challenge even greater because Islam's greatest weapon has been developed for a lifetime. When the fight reaches the grappling exchanges, Garry will face techniques, pressure, and experience that very few fighters in the UFC have ever overcome.
So the Dagestani style is not going to be made overnight. This is something that you are going to have to train and train and train and train and train because these dudes have been doing it since they were like 4 years old. This is their national sport. Wrestling is what they do. And I know.
Khabib reveals that every part of Islam Makhachev's training camp follows a strict schedule, from weight management and meals to sleep and daily routines. Nothing is left to chance because every detail is planned to maximize performance. That level of discipline explains why Islam enters championship fights so prepared. While Ian Garry believes he can shock the world, Khabib's system ensures Islam arrives physically and mentally ready to execute his game plan from the opening bell until the finish.
And now he put towel on him, and he gonna lay down like 20 minutes with towel, making sweat his body, you know, and that's it. And on this point, he gonna cut for this training like 1 hour, 120 like this. He gonna cut like 5 pounds, and tomorrow morning he used to cut always like 4 pounds. I think tomorrow it's gonna be the same, like 4.5 pounds. He have to cut like. We're doing this always like every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We all the time have schedule what we eat, when we sleep, how much weight exactly, like everything we write all the time. And on Islam's schedule, he going like, he do everything like exactly what he do like on his last time when he cut weight, you know, everything going good.
Islam Makhachev makes his mindset crystal clear before facing Ian Garry. He says he is mentally ready for every situation because he can wrestle, grapple, or strike whenever the fight demands it. That confidence comes from complete preparation rather than emotion. Islam refuses to focus on hype or bold predictions, believing his training has already answered every question. If Garry hopes to prove everyone wrong, he must first overcome a champion who believes he is ready for everything.
What day is gonna be something you don't see in the camp, you know? That's why mentally I am ready. It's guy that's regular guy who want to beat me, but I am ready 100%. Doesn't matter where. I can grapple, I can wrestle, I can strike with him. That's why it's mentally make my mental ready when I.
Joe Rogan points to Islam Makhachev's complete skill set as the biggest reason Ian Garry faces such a dangerous challenge. Islam hurts opponents on the feet, then follows them to the ground and finishes with elite submissions. Rogan even highlights the technical details behind Islam's choke, showing how refined his grappling really is. That combination of striking, wrestling, and finishing ability explains why so many experts believe Garry is stepping into the toughest fight of his career.
was going to be a tough fight.
That was going to be a tough fight, too. And then
He hurt him
came
on the
out
feet?
On the feet.
On the feet?
Beat him standing, and then followed him to where everybody thought he would be safe at. And I seen a clip of that choke that he did. I know how that choke was so tight now. So, because most people finish a head and arm triangle, they go into the elbow.
The bicep, yeah.
He went
up
higher. He went up higher.
Dustin Poirier believes Ian Garry's best chance comes on the feet, but he also explains why landing those shots is incredibly difficult. Every striking exchange is affected by the constant threat of Islam Makhachev's takedowns. That pressure forces opponents to hesitate, creating openings for Islam to control the fight. Garry may have the power to change everything with one punch, but first he must solve the wrestling puzzle that has frustrated nearly every opponent before him.
That's where if he wins, he's going to win the fight there, on the feet. You know, he's going to hurt Islam with a big shot or something. But to find that range and to get those shots off and to take the chances when you're worried about the takedowns, that's the thing. Can he do that?
Well, I think Michael Bisping delivers one of the strongest warnings yet, saying Ian Garry is not ready to face Islam Makhachev. He believes Garry talks confidently and has impressive skills, but fighting Islam is a completely different challenge. According to Bisping, the champion's experience, composure, and complete MMA game will expose anyone who enters unprepared. If Garry cannot handle Islam's relentless pressure from the opening round, Bisping believes he is about to learn one of the toughest lessons of his career.
Listen, you are not ready for this. You do not want to step up to 170 pounds and take on Islam Makhachev. He said that he talks a good game and he fights pretty good, but against Islam Makhachev, he's going to learn a very tough lesson.
Ian Garry believes this is the moment that will prove he belongs among the sport's elite. Islam Makhachev believes he's already seen everything Garry has to offer. The experts remain divided. Some think Garry's movement and confidence could create problems, while others believe Islam's wrestling, patience, and championship experience will eventually take over. UFC 330 could launch Ian Garry into superstardom, or become the night the hype finally meets reality. When the cage door closes, we'll find out whether Garry's bold call-out changes the division, or whether Islam Makhachev reminds everyone why he's still the man to beat.